All right, let's jump right in. We're doing a deep dive today on James Ken's The Living Flow System.
And right from the start, it's a pretty radical framework.
It really is. I mean, Ken basically rejects the entire idea of societal harmony. He just throws it out.
He does, and that's our mission today, really, to unpack why he sees conflict, not peace, as the actual source of resilience.
So it's a complete paradigm shift.
It is. He argues that this traditional quest for a kind of, a static, harmonious society,
Yeah.
that's what authoritarian systems use to hide their control. For Ken, if you aren't actively fighting, you're stagnating.
So he centers the whole system on something he calls agonistic contest.
Right, which is really just a way of saying meaningful, transformative social struggle.
So we're talking about cultivating a very specific kind of person here, a flexible, conflict-seeking subject. I mean, that just sounds exhausting, doesn't it?
Well, he sees that conflict as vital energy, not just a drain. It's the friction that actually keeps a society and the individual alive and evolving.
So the alternative is just homogenization.
Exactly. And that idea connects directly to how he treats the past. If struggle is the constant, then you can't have one neat, unified official history.
Right, because that's just another form of control, of homogenization.
Precisely. He sees collective memory as a political practice. It's supposed to be messy. He's very critical of any state-imposed idea of, closure.
So real resilience for him comes from individuals generating their own symbolic closure.
Yes. Owning your own messy personal narrative, your trauma, your resistance, even your anger. He says you need to protect your full internal life, your song, from being thinned out by the state's official version.
Okay, so if a person is designed to seek conflict and challenge official narratives, they must have some seriously sturdy internal defenses. You can't just live like that without burning out.
You absolutely can't. And that's the connective tissue. That's where the philosophy links directly to the physiology.
This is where his practical protocol comes in, the breathing cycle.
The 6-6-6-6 rhythmic breathing cycle. And it's rigorous.
So give us the breakdown. What is it?
It's a 6-second inhalation, a 6-second hold with your lungs full, a 6-second exhalation, and then a 6-second suspension where your lungs are empty.
Wow. A full 24-second cycle for one breath.
That's just 2.5 breaths per minute. It's an extreme physiological slowdown.
And the effects are profound. For you, the listener, what this does is it forces your brain into what's called a parasympathetically driven mode.
That's it. And clinically, that means a massive reduction in cortisol, the stress hormone, and a really significant spike in heart rate variability, or HRV.
So it's a tool for deep emotional regulation.
Exactly. You're training your body to be slowed and centered while your mind is actively engaged in conflict. The breath is a non-negotiable anchor.
But that anchor needs more than just oxygen, right? This brings us to the third pillar, internal sustenance.
Right. The energetic core. Ken calls it prathemika dhara, or foundational flow.
Think of it as emotional fuel.
Spiritual and emotional fuel, yeah. The goal is to be able to experience what he calls true rasa.
Which are spiritual mellows or tastes of joy.
Yes, tastes of joy that exist beyond the material world. It ensures your nourishment is independent of political success or, material jurisdiction. You always have a fallback.
And what about keeping the mind on track during that agonizingly slow 24-second cycle?
He provides two simple mantric centering anchors for that.
Okay.
Ekatha, which means unity or non-duality, for the inhalation and the hold. And then Dvaita, meaning duality or discrimination, for the exhalation and the suspension. It just stops the mind from drifting into anxiety.
And finally, for recovery from the inevitable wounds of all this struggle, he offers a simple visualization.
The triangle visualization, yeah. It moves beyond the classic cognitive model to focus on three things: intention, clarity, and action.
Intention as willpower, clarity as clear perception, and action as, action.
Right. It's a tool to get that symbolic reintegration from trauma, closing loops on your own terms.
So when you put it all together, the living flow is this blueprint for integrating political philosophy.
The necessity of struggle.
With physiological alignment and spiritual focus. It creates a person who is paradoxically both strong and conflict-seeking and slowed and centered.
It's the ultimate paradox of resilience. And Ken talks about using all this to establish what he calls bounded space, a territory of the self based on personal sovereignty to resist external pressure.
A psychological safe zone.
A safe zone, a fortress, which raises an important question for you. What specific psychological or physical bounded space, a time, a room, a practice, can you delineate in your life today to ensure your essential song is not thinned by that external pressure?